Hello there, my name is Runaway Jr. and I am here with the supporting artist for JVNA, hope you say your name properly. The V tripped me up. Okay, Jana. I'm just gonna ignore that. Oh my god, Jana, I am so sorry. I keep saying JVNA every single time. But JVNA, thank you so much for bringing someone as incredible as Newport to be on your tour, because it is her debut album, Hope in Chaos. But I'm so happy to see someone like you be on this tour. And here's the thing, I am not a stranger when it comes to Newport. I had a chance to experience him once when he was on stage rocking out with Puppet in Australia in the Album 2 mini tour, which would start off with NYC but then just grew into just a 4-day tour. Although I wish it could have been longer, much longer, because more people to hear the beauty of Puppet, Australia, and of course Newport. But hey, what can you do? That's Puppet for you, and we love you so much, Puppet. Thank you so much for bringing him here. Jeff, thank you so much for bringing him here. So I just want to start from, here's the thing, I'm a person who likes to always start from the very beginning. So to really tell the story of a supporting artist, emerging artist to reach to where he is right now, of course, JVNA, Puppet, being with Yurko, and being those so many other incredible people in the melodic bass and even a little bit of the dubstep area, we gotta start from the very beginning. So how did it all begin? You start off in the hospital and you were just born and I'm kidding, we're not going there. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start from this starting point. All right. Mr. Fleming, class of 2018 from Christian Newport University, CNU. Yes. So now we know where the name of Newport came from, but what was it about that university that's lured you to be there and work there?
So CNU was, truthfully, I was between a couple of different schools. I was looking at Virginia Tech and UVA and a couple of other schools, and CNU just drew me there because it was kind of a smaller school, and I really liked that. And I honestly had no aspirations of music production or going into dance music at all until I got to CNU, and realized I couldn't. I'd been performing in bands and stuff like that, all throughout high school, and realized I couldn't really, just have a band with me when I go to college. So I was like, I'll try music production out, and that's kind of how that all started.
And was Christian Newport University so amazing that you just had to take a piece of that with you within your name?
Yeah, truthfully, it's it was an incredible time I had there. The school is so tight knit. There's such a importance around community and cultivating a true familial aspect to that university. And what I loved about it was that it truly was just like a family when you were there, and that's kind of what I want to create with my music. It's just a family of people that we all just enjoy the music I make and the music that my friends make, and yeah, so I'm just kind of mirroring what experience I got there and hoping to mirror that and emulate that in my career.
That is absolutely amazing. And well, since you're so focused on a community and family, do you have a name what you call your bands?
I actually don't. I just never thought of one, and if someone wants to come up with one, if you have any ideas, DM me. Let's figure something out.
I was thinking Newport. I was kind of thinking my mind immediately went to sailboats or lifeboats, since we're all maybe swimming and going through waves of our own journey. I'm going through my own journey, and it's your music is kind of the wind in our sails and blowing us to where we can possibly be. It has a type of power in my eyes that could absolutely shine in so many different places. So that's just my idea. I'm just spinning stuff out there. Nothing's canned yet. You gotta talk to the manager about that. But that's something I has to start off with the Christian Newport University. And well, here's the thing. You start. What made you get into music production? Because you didn't what lured you to it. What lured you to it? Because you were in there for a different reason, right? You got a major and minor in not really music, right?
Yeah, I majored in information systems, which is similar to computer science.
And minored in
leadership.
In leadership.
So yeah, very very much the corporate route. And what made me get into music production was I had just kind of started listening to dance music a lot. Like Skrillex and Millennium, Zomboy, people like that. They really just inspired me, and I was like, I kind of want to at least attempt making music like this and see what happens.
So what led you to like do like melodic or start doing melodic bass? Because you mentioned Skrillex, Zomboy, Millennium. Well, Millennium, okay, this was 2018, so I think this was like during like Ashes and Awake. So maybe was that like really like helped you like go into melodic bass because of that type of music?
I think that definitely had a huge impact on me. I definitely, I met Millennium once, and the first thing I said to him was like, "You were like one of the reasons I started producing music." And yeah, I mean that's 100% true. Like he had a huge impact on that style, and I think truthfully, like the reason I geared towards melodic bass was just because that's kind of the music I liked making. Like I tried making house, dubstep, big room, all this different type of stuff, and kind of like the stuff I kept coming back to that I liked the most, and that like other people liked the most was that kind of like melodic sound that I kind of retained over the past several years. So.
Wow. And so to hear that Nick Miller had like that's such an amazing impact on you, it kind of surprised me that I hear like remixes of like maybe songs from you. I mean, will there be some in the future?
I can't say. That'd be a very cool thing. Right now, there's no plans to. But if that happens, I will be over the moon.
I mean, I would say there's no better chance to start than right now. I mean, he's already on his 4th album, and some people are already remixing those works. So why not put a little bit of Newport in there too? I mean. Just putting it out there, it's just an idea. Any song from Fallen Embers, I would love to hear your twist on it and like hear that, give that Newport flavor. But hey, everyone has to start from somewhere. I'm so happy that Nick Miller meant so much to you. Skrillex did, Zomboy did, and well, you gotta start somewhere. And you got the name Newport. So like, what was like the year where you like actually took music very like seriously, where you like really started like making music, trying to find your sound? Like what year was pretty much what year was Newport getting serious about music?
Yes. I think that's a tough question to answer because there were so many different phases. Like I think as soon as I started making music, I was like, I want to try this. And so immediately I was experimenting with sounds, learning how to sound design, how to program drums, how to record things, and like I'm a classically trained guitarist, so learning how to record guitar and not make it sound bad. All that kind of stuff. That I started taking that seriously pretty quickly, and then I think like 2019 was kind of a critical year for me where I was like, all right, like I've signed some, I've released an EP, I've signed some music to some labels and stuff, but I want to actually like do this for real, take this seriously, and see how far I can push it and become like not just a dude who makes music and has fun with it, but like a dude who pursues this as a career, brings my music to the world, and pushes it as far as it can go.
So that kind of surprised me a bit because I would think, in my eyes, my guess was you started taking music seriously in, like, let's say, maybe 2015, maybe even 2017, when you were in Simplified Records and you had the song Breathe and Thank You, and there was the Home EP. Right. So I thought maybe that was like the start of your journey. But are you saying like in those 2 years, 2017 to 2019, for the pinnacle year, it was all this out of fun?
I would say so the music I made during like 2017, 2018, like that music meant a lot to me, and I definitely put my heart and soul into it, did everything I could to make that music like important and special to people, and definitely was taking that side of it seriously. I think in 2019 is where I decided like this isn't something
make
I
a
want
living out of it.
Yeah, like I don't want to just make music, put it out, and hope people enjoy it. I want to pursue this as a career. I want to get in front of people. I want to perform. I want to meet people in the industry, take this seriously, and put a name to Newport that's not just this guy that releases music.
Right. Understood. And either way, each song that you make is always like a stepping stone to help you get known, like actually see people like see the power of your music already. So like I bet a lot of people were impressed when they heard the Home EP, when they heard Breathe, when they heard Thank You, because I thank you so much for the work you're doing so far. So that much I definitely understand. So Okay, then let's talk about 2019. So like, is there like any type of like song in there that you felt like I can make something out of it? So like, I'm not talking about like collaboration or like a song directly from you or a remix. Like, was there like a song that made that like is like your most favorite one that from like 2019 that you want to play out to like other people, like show people this is me, this is Newport, this is who I am at my prime.
Right. I think that song for me, and kind of the song that made me think like, this is, like now I want to start taking this really seriously was Whisper. Whisper, I put out, it was my first song I signed solo to Lowly Palace, and it got on Trap Nation, and it was the first song I had, break 200, 300, 400, 500,000 streams, and like, seeing the way that people responded to that, seeing how many people like reached out in DMs and stuff like that and say, hey, this song means something, like this song is really cool. Like it kind of like shocked me. I was like, oh, I've never seen a response to a song like this. And seeing that kind of support, knowing that like that was just a song that like kind of still made a little bit for fun. Like I cared about it and I really put a lot of effort into it, but at the same time I kind of was like, this is just like a fun track and I like it, and I'm glad that Trap Nation is picking it up, and then all of a sudden it responds back. And so yeah, every song I put on after that, like I put out my Zombie remix, which blew up.
I was gonna say, what about Zombie? Because that's like still like one of your highest playing songs so far.
Yeah.
And here's the thing I want to ask as well, because people, I bet some people might mistake that song as like you created the song Zombie, but no. It was like a cover, it was like your own twist from your band, right?
Yes.
It was. What was the band's name again?
So, Zombie is a song by the Cranberries. It was put out, I believe, in the 70s or 80s. And then, yeah, B. Morphin sent me the vocal and like some kind of arpeggios and stuff, and then I kind of constructed the drop, and yeah, it was done in a couple of days, and yeah, it was like, yeah, never expected a response like that. Like after getting Whisper and a couple of other songs signed with Trap Nation, like to have that song just like absolutely blow all my expectations out of water. I was like, oh my gosh, like okay, now this is a real thing. It's cool.
And so you were trying to add your own flavor to that, but my guess was, since it was in like the 70s and it's like a hard rock song, right?
Yeah.
So like
it's melancholy, but it's
melancholy, sure. So like I was thinking, were you inspired by that because like you were a guitarist in the past, so like you were like listening to that type of music that was like hard rock and you wanted to add your own little twist to it? Is that where like that kind of began?
So it honestly began like D.C Club, the other producer on the track, had sent me the idea, and so he was kind of the one that was like, hey, I want to cover Zombie, and I was like, okay, and then like I knew the song, knew it well, and so I was like, this is cool, like I'm excited to work on this song, having listened to it growing up and stuff, and then yeah, the inspiration happened really fast because I knew the song and I knew kind of the meaning behind the lyrics and like all the effort that the original band put into it. So I was like, all right, I want to like take this in a new direction, make it dancey, make it hyper, but like at the same time pay respect to it as much as I can.
Right, and I feel like definitely with like the way how it sounded, it almost sounds like it's like its own thing, where it's not really, it doesn't sound like someone just like taking a camera and just like having their guitar, having their band just playing the song and singing. It didn't feel like that type of a cover. It felt like its own thing with its own personality, and I absolutely appreciate that so much in Zombie. Now, here's the thing I have to ask you: Are there any songs from like a hard rock or any type of genre that you want to like make another cover to?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Because we went to like 1970s with Zombie.
Yes.
You want to do something like 1980s? I mean, the possibilities are endless there. You want to do like cover a Bon Jovi track? You want to cover a Journey track?
Journey could be sick. I've always been, so I've done a couple of other covers. I covered an Amy Winehouse song as well.
Really?
Yeah, Back to Black. And then my most recent cover was in 2020. I covered a song that came out in 2020. It's a TikTok song, Falling. But yeah, so I think like I've covered a little bit of depth. I would love to cover something a little bit more challenging, like maybe like Led Zeppelin or something like that. Something that people don't expect at all EDM to like come into. Like I think that'd be interesting. But yeah, I mean, the possibilities truly are endless. So.
Yeah, that would be amazing too. I feel like maybe this is I'm just putting an idea out. I would love to just have like an album of Newport, just like picking whatever like hard rock songs he loves and putting his own EDM twist to it. Like you said, cool. Led Zeppelin. I said Journey. I said Bon Jovi. Heck, let's go to say like Led Zeppelin. How about Motley Crue, AC/DC? It could work.
Write that down.
Oh no. Here. Wait a second. I think I have a pen on me. Oh, okay, pen.
You're not gonna have to write that.
Well, I'll say pen. Oh no. Here's the thing. If it's that good, we gotta write it down. Aim got a pen. Aim got a pen. No pen.
Here, I got my notes out.
I have a pen.
We're good.
Pen. No, seriously. I think we may hit a golden mine. Don't pause it, man. But I gotta remember this down. Thank you so much. Write it down, man.
It may not work though.
It works.
All right.
We got your notes?
Cool. Got it in my notes.
I'm gonna try to write it down too. You'll get it back. Don't worry, dude. You got it back. Anyway, back onto this. I'm sorry about that. I had to make sure I remember that. So, well, here's the thing. Well, we moved on to like to turn to the labels where like they finally noticed you, like said Trap Nation. You said Simplify, but also it didn't stop there, did it? We had NCS. We had freaking Heaven Sent, and we also, oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Lowly, we know a certain friend from Lowly, right? William Black.
William Black's a good dude.
My favorite remix so far had to be freaking Butterflies.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Butterflies. But that's just my honest opinion. I feel like because I love William Black so much and how he like makes his music too. And he has a way of like maybe you're trying to like take some notes from him, like has a way of like writing his lyrics, writing his melodies in a way where it's like it's a journey, but it also feels like it's heartfelt, but it also has like its moments where like you want to just headbang to it as well.
Yeah.
I think perfect example, of course, is his Pieces album, and of course his Pages album. His two albums, absolutely freaking incredible. And that's like one remix out of so many that you've done. Has there been any remixes like as like your absolute favorite that you've done and you absolutely love to play? Like a few remixes that like you would make sure that no questions asked, it's gotta be in the set, they gotta play it live, make sure everyone hears it.
I will say the remix I did for JVNA, the most recent remix I did.
Breakdown?
Yes, yeah, that's my favorite to play out because it's like the sound design I put into it was very like, kind of weird a little bit, and so I think people don't really expect like those arpeggios and like the heaviness from me as much, and so putting that out, I was like really excited for everyone to hear it. And it's been really fun every time I play it live. People are like, they expect the drop to happen like on one, and then it like stops for a second, and people are like, "What's going on?" So that's a really fun one to play out.
Oh, I can barely wait to see the reaction of people's faces when we hear that remix. I mean, hey, Jana loved it, so and we're all loving it, so it's a win-win type of situation there. But also, I also gotta mention this too. My other song that was released by you, I got asked about this because I'm a simple man. Okay, I say this a lot of times on my Twitter. I'm a simple man. When I hear Maggie York, I gotta listen. When I see Maggie York, I gotta listen. I had a privilege to talk to her in the coffee shop as well, but the song Runaway. Please tell me, how did that come to be? Because that's like one song that has always tugged at my heartstrings every time I heard it. It's like the second I heard it as well live, just like in the puppet show, absolutely like blew me away. It's like, oh my gosh, how did that come to be? I'm curious to know.
So, was that the song we wrote at my house?
That was End of Us.
That was End of Us? Okay, yeah. So yeah.
Subsidia. That's good. I mean, End of Us is also incredible too. Not trying to discredit any credit to that too, because that's a big song too. But anyway, back to Runaway.
Runaway. Oh, yes. So Runaway, the instrumental idea that I had for Runaway, it had a different vocal on it previously, and it was also a little different instrumentally.
I asked who?
It was honestly just like a sample, and it was more of just a demo, like a sample vocal and stuff. And so,
like a splice vocal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I kind of like shopped it around and not really found anything I liked, and then Maggie and I had talked about doing a song together, and so I just kind of sent her the instrumental, and she was like really quick with it, like sent me the vocal for Runaway back like almost immediately, and sent me like a demo vocal, and so I just plugged it in and changed the instrumental a little bit, and processed the vocal a little bit, and then she sent me back a full take, and yeah, it was pretty quick because the instrumental was 90% done, so I just had to change a few things, but yeah, it was super organic just like that, and yeah, it came together really well.
That is amazing, and yeah, that I think that's kind of the beauty of Maggie York. Like for her, like being like a top live artist, but also like doing her own music too, make her own vocals, I think maybe like writing her own lyrics too. She's absolutely freaking incredible. I love her so freaking much. Was it like the same process for End of Us too for Subsidia?
So for End of Us, she'd actually come to like visit me at my house, and so we were just kind of like randomly just like writing songs together and just kind of messing around. Like I had my guitar out and we were just playing around and stuff, and then like I came up with a chord progression and kind of liked it, and then like very quickly she was just kind of like coming along, and so that was kind of cool. We got to songwrite in person for that one, and then yeah, she wrote some lyrics for End of Us, and then like went home that week, recorded it, and then it took us a while to like actually get End of Us like out, but eventually, yeah.
But eventually, it didn't pay out in the end. I mean, it's on Subsidia, noticed by freaking Excision. Oh my gosh, how does that feel?
It feels really cool. It feels really cool.
I mean, have you like, were you ever like, inspired by Excision as well, or?
I mean, so like my sound isn't that heavy. I don't know if I'd say I'm like, so I'm definitely inspired by him in the sense that like he created a community that is unmatched. Like the people who love Excision and love Excision is because he's a genuine dude. He knows what he's doing. He loves what he does, and he takes care of the people that like that appreciate his music. And so I am super inspired by that. His sound design and stuff like that, too heavy for me. Not too heavy. I love playing his songs and stuff like that because they go off so hard.
It's like a really good left. It goes up so quickly when it's like when you add a little bit of Excision there. Because some like you, like people think, oh no, he's not gonna play that, and he already did. I feel like one of the reactions like in like the DC show, we're gonna get to that part, where like you played a little bit of I think it was the simulation drop of Virtual Riot, and it was like going so melodic that it really switched into the first drop of that, and it was like, oh my gosh, like what the freak, oh my god, he plays the Virtual Riot there, yes, because Virtual Riot is absolutely amazing, Christian is absolutely amazing, so, and I always love it when like you think like something's gonna happen in one way, but always like goes another way. Like you're giving people what they. This is like a quote I memorized from one of my favorite artists that I like, where it comes to like be a DJ and like making your set. It's not about giving people what they want. It's about giving people what they didn't think that they want. So it's like you want one thing on the menu, it's like, you know what, let's try this special. And before you know it, it's like it's your brand new favorite. So it's that type of feeling, and I really appreciate that type of like charisma and energy from people like you. So I thank you so much for that. Now we mentioned Excision, who's also a pretty big artist. Now how about that slander though? Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent, and oh my gosh. The freaking Best Part of Me EP. How did that come to be?
So Best Part of Me, the EP itself was kind of a culmination of, I'd written almost the whole album, and the Best Part of Me EP was kind of like a selection of that album of songs that like really represented the message I wanted to send, which was kind of the juxtaposition of love and loss. And so, yeah, Best Part of Me, the song I wrote with Cersina and Sarah Rose, who I just did No Matter What with. That song was kind of like the first song that was finished of that. And then Where You Are Now was kind of one that I repurposed from like 2018. And then Missy was a song that I wrote by myself to kind of tie those two themes together a little bit. yeah, it came together pretty organically, and it was something that, you know, I was really pumped Slander was interested in, and to have their kind of support, and you know, he played on the radio show, be able to play EDC because of them, like it's incredible. They're super awesome dudes, and it's an honor to be noticed by them and to know them.
So hearing your story about, like, you know, how like this is an EP where it's like it's combining like love and loss, is this why, like, in your like review with like EDM Identity, you mentioned for this EP here, it's kind of like a love story in reverse. So, I mean, I kind of understand, but it's still a bit confusing to me, because like a love story in reverse, it was like, it's not like love to loss, it's like loss to love. Like, if you want to like elaborate on that.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, like in a traditional love story, you kind of have like a happy ending, and I think with the whole best part of me, it starts with this like kind of almost like flame, like Where You Are Now really talks about like a temporary but intense flame of like love and infatuation, and then Miss You kind of covers the idea of like, you know, like the kind of that feeling of like right after you get out of a relationship that you care about, like you love that person still, you miss that person still, but you know that there's something that just can't be. And then Best Part of Me kind of like wraps that up in the bow and tells the story of like losing something within this context of love is very difficult, and a lot of times, like whether that's losing someone because of a breakup, or because of like death, or because of, you know, just like separating ways, it sometimes feels like you lose the best part of yourself when you lose that relationship and that, you know, that connection you have with someone.
I see. So like the first song, the first song in the EP is kind of like, I'll say like the honeymoon phase.
Right.
Second one is kind of like you find that one thing where it's like maybe it just doesn't work out. And then third one, Best Part of Me, is like trying to find the best parts of yourself while you're going your separate ways.
Right.
I see. It definitely makes sense. I definitely understand like the meaning of what you're saying there. I truly appreciate that. Now, again, going back, I keep going back to the whole, like, you know, hard rock and that type of thing, because I keep hearing some influencing music, and like you mentioned, no matter what, I feel like the perfect one that absolutely, like, you know, ties it together, because I'm just going to read a quote from what you said about No Matter What. It's the perfect dance track for the emo millennials wanting to relieve their younger music loves through dance music. So, are we talking like you're trying to like unlock your inner Paramore, your inner Mechanical Romance with this song?
Yeah, I think like it's been really cool to see over the past like years. So I feel like punk music, Blink-182, Paramore, like all those songs that I would listen to when I was in middle school and high school.
Can we say Green Day too?
Yes, Green Day. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's bands we could list for eons. Pretty much the whole like When We Were Young festival lineup, all those bands. But like they've really been coming back, and you know, there's been huge artists that have, you know, brought that to the forefront. And I think also, you know, like Lennon being one of them, like the pop punk aspects of his album, the pop punk aspects of Said the Sky's latest album, even William Black, like all those guys, they're really bringing that out. And like I also have kind of like just been like itching for that to be more popular, and it's so cool to see. And Puppet too. Puppet's a great example of that.
Great example.
He like brings that all the way. He's just like, you know what, like I'm mainly gonna do rock. I'll do a little bit of EDM, and like the fusion there is really cool, and I love that fusion. And yeah, being a guitarist my entire life, being able to like play solos and dance music and not feel weird about it, that's a fun thing. So yeah, it's cool to experiment with that.
And hey, the experimentation of it in your end is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that other artists, like you mentioned, like Puppet, Millennium, William Black. Heck, I'll even say Dabin too. Like in one of his songs too, he adds a little bit of it too. Like some add it more than others. Like Puppet does it a lot more. Millennium, they're doing, I would say Set the Sky and Puppet, they're like the two big examples, because their Sentiment album has like a lot of artists who like did like do a lot of like, you know, that like kind of like hard rock and kind of like mellow type music. Puppet, like angry all the time, worst part of me. And Fuji rock, and those are the songs that like really like show off the rock side of it. So I'm happy that you're taking inspiration from them to make something of your own. It's absolutely amazing to see a type of I'm trying to find the right word here. I'm gonna stick with like with this inspiration. That's like the beauty about it. So Newport, I appreciate that about you so much. I really do. Now back to DC. You were born in Virginia, like you said, like right? In Virginia. But what made you come to Washington DC and really like find there?
So I grew up just outside of DC. I grew up in like the DC suburbs essentially. So I've been going to DC my whole life, and the first shows I went to, like the dance music like side of things, like I went and saw Night Party in DC, Zomboy, like a bunch of different people.
Lucky.
Yeah,
I'm sorry because I badly want to see Night Party live. I don't know if that was gonna freaking happen. And after freaking Zomboy, I did see Zomboy live. Like full circle moment for me because I'm a big fan of him, but who knows if I'll ever see him again like in more of like an EDM club thing because Never Say Die had to freaking shut down after 13 years. Why never say die? Why never say die? I'm back. I'm sorry. But again, I'm so happy you had those experiences. I am so happy for you. Moving on. But I'm just so happy you had those type of experiences in DC and that helped you like inspire you to get to where you are now. I'm still really rooting for you. Oh my god. Anyway, like okay, to DC, like recently you did your performance in Soundcheck with JVNA. I almost slipped up again. Are there any like, there was like a few like, I know there's like Soundcheck, I heard of Echo Stage, I've heard of the Ultra Bar too, like those are a few you mentioned. Are there any like clubs that I don't know how many clubs you played in the Washington DC area. Were there any like ones like that's like your absolute favorite to play in? Like if you had to like choose a place in DC you had to perform in, this is the place I have to perform in every single time, if I can.
So here's the thing. Echo Stage is like, it was voted the #1 club in the world last year. So it's my dream to play there one day. I hope I get to. I will say I performed at Soundcheck 3 times, and like their team is incredible. Like the people who like run that club and the artist relations people, like all of them are amazing people, and getting to perform there is really cool. And it's also a really fun club because I feel like, it's very intimate. It's kind of like just this long hallway, and like people just go hard there. And yeah, so I love playing at Soundcheck, and hopefully one day I get to move up to Echo Stage. Would love that. But Soundcheck, anytime they have me, I'll be glad to play. So.
Well, hey, the road you're going on, that's gonna happen. You're already, performing Echo Stage, you performed Soundcheck 3 times. I was about to say you performed Echo Stage 3 times. No, Soundcheck you performed at 3 times. So I know Echo Stage is gonna be just around the corner. The work you're doing, the music you're making, it's gonna happen. I know that it's gonna happen. Already you're gonna have Webster Hall knocked off the list, which is another pretty prestigious dance club to be in as well. Yeah. So it's gonna happen too. You were also in Starbase. You were in freaking EDC. I remember, and of course you had a few virtual sets too, like Alone Together and like a few other ones of Proximity. So I have a Proximity for like supporting you as well and letting you be a part of their festival. But here's the thing I had to ask you this. So being at a music festival in real life and then being in doing a virtual set, like whether it's like virtual sets, being in a festival set, or being a support in a show, are there any like pros and or cons about those type of experiences? Like which one do you prefer the most out of the rest?
That's tough. Playing in I think the most fun shows I've had have been on this tour with JVNA.
Really?
Just because they're packed houses, people are ready to dance, and being in that direct support slot, some of those people kind of know who I am too, which is incredible and crazy to experience.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like the crowds have been electric. The energy has been insane, and it's been really fun. I think performing at festivals in person is obviously really cool. The production value is so high. And yeah, just like even getting to be there, walk around, and like meet other artists and stuff. That's a really cool experience.
man,
I will say virtual festivals not extraordinarily fun to do, only because it's like you're dancing to a camera, and that's a weird thing. And so I still try to have as much energy as I possibly can, and when I'm recording, I'm still jumping around and trying to be interactive as much as I can.
Right. Although you still have to keep the fact that there's like maybe 750, 1,000 people, 2,000 people watching you, and that's enough people to fill a pretty like a sold out area. So
yeah, but what's funny is
okay.
What's funny is like behind the scenes of that, and I'm gonna shout out my mother-in-law. She's gonna love this story that I'm telling this on camera. But my last virtual festival I did with Proximity, I was recording that at my wife's grandmother's house. On the
Oh yes! I think I remember!
What was funny about that is that so I was just playing with like headphones and like sound coming from my laptop. So like not really many people can hear what I'm doing except for me. And there's construction going on next to me, like at the next house over. And all these construction workers for 45 minutes are like pointing and laughing at me dancing to myself. Because they're like, what is that guy doing? Like dancing to a camera, like pretending he's DJing. And I'm like, it's so fun, because I can't go explain to them like, oh, I'm like a touring DJ, and I like,
yes, you can.
This is what I do, and like, it was just very funny. So I'm glad that they got to see me kind of embarrass myself, and it was a good time.
Hey,
I'm glad that
construction workers. That person you were laughing at, look at him now. Look at him now. Look at him now. Yeah, he who laughs last first, laugh last, and look at him now. Yeah, just I wonder, do you still remember their faces, those construction workers' faces? Because I feel like I would love to like see act like, hey, remember you were laughing, right? When I was doing Proximity, like my virtual set. Well, if you guys want a job, you can build my own personal festival, and I'll be the headliner. The perfect revenge. The perfect revenge. And speaking of that, and I feel like those workers better be watching, because let me ask you this: if you could have your own headline show, you could have your own festival spot, who would you want to bring with you?
Oh, that's tough. That's a very tough thing. I feel
like, and here's the thing: you can. I mean, we have your manager right here who knows a few friends as well. I mean, Man Cub, If Found. I'm just pointing out a few. I mean, if they want to join, they can too. But who would you want?
Here's the thing, I've been fortunate enough to play shows with Man Cub, with Amity, with If Found, who are all friends of mine, and I would obviously love for them to come. If I'm hosting a festival, they're there for sure. And also some other people I've hung out with and played shows with, Crystal Skies, Midas, obviously Jana. Puppet. I think what I would love is if I'm getting to build a festival, just make it all the people that I've gotten to bump into and play shows with along the road, because I think that's ultimately kind of what this industry becomes, is just the people that you surround yourself with, and surround themselves with you, and making connections, making friendships, and having fun together. So that's
again, like you said, building that community.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy you're still trying to add that, still trying to keep that essence of family, community to everyone that's around you. And I'm so happy that you mentioned that it's about the people that you surround yourself with, and the stuff that you're doing that will lure the right people with you. I mean, even stuff I'm doing right now. Here's the thing, I was dancing in my room too, so we can relate on that point. And I've been kind of doing that for about 2.5 years, just showing my support for these people who absolutely are this incredible work. And I mean, it led me to talk to someone like you, led me to meet people like Nick here, who's absolutely incredible. I truly appreciate you, Nick. Appreciate you, Newport. Everyone else who had gave me some love along the way. It's an absolutely an amazing time so far. Just highlight the people who are absolutely just making a name for themselves, creating their sound. And I am so proud of what you're doing and what you're creating. And I hope I can, at least for someone like me and who I am, can maybe just do the same. And and talk about some more people who are doing such incredible work, because it's you guys who are the future. It's you guys who are going to be the next headliners in my mind. I mean, JVNA and Mirko, they're already seeing the beauty in you. Puppet seeing the beauty in you, and so many other people around you seeing the beauty in you. I mean, next up it could be a direct support for Millennium, and then it could be, guess what? Those stages that he like worked at, like Madison Square Garden, Ember Shores, and all this stuff. That could be you next. I mean, I can already see that, and that's how much respect and passion I have for you and your journey. It's already the sky's the limit for you, Newport. The sky is the limit for you. And also, I'm just gonna end it with this because they're closing the next 15 minutes. Yes. What is next for Newport?
What is next? Well, I do have quite a few songs that I'm getting ready to put out. I've been working on, while touring, I've been also working very hard on a lot of new music, and I'm playing an unreleased song with Casey Cook, who just walked in.
Casey! Come on in! Come in! No, I'm just gonna make some space. I'm just gonna make some space. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is so crazy!
Oh, shit!
This is so crazy!
Hi!
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Okay, I thought I'm about to end this, but let's just take it into overtime. Tell us about this unreleased song. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You want to say something? I've been talking for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's up?
This
Yeah,
is Casey
we,
Cook, work with Wooly, the song Crazy in Ophelia, out now. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna stop.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we got a song coming out
Yeah.
pretty soon. April 20th, my birthday actually, which is hilarious.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's called Your Gravity. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
You killed it.
Thank you. You did too.
Like, it's just such a great blend of just all the feels and
Yeah.
also just kind of anthemic at the same time. And
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And you've been playing it a lot, and
Yes.
the crowd reaction looks dope.
Oh yeah, every time I play it, people they really respond to it well, and
Yeah.
I mean the vocals you put on it, people really respond to it, the lyrics and everything, and then the drop, people go hard to it. So yeah, it's a great blend.
I can't wait to sing it tonight.
Yeah.
And of course, I have to ask this: for this song here, Your Gravity, was it was it? Did you guys make this similar to Make It York? Was it easy to work with Casey, or was it kind of a process to make this song?
I feel like it was very easy.
It was very easy.
Yeah, she had the song like Your Gravity written already, and so it was she sent me it. I immediately loved it and was pretty quick to just write the song underneath it, and yeah, it just came together super organically, super easy. We sent a couple notes back and forth, and then it was done. So
Yeah.
Hey, so I can barely wait to see you perform Your Gravity and see the reaction of everyone too, because you were saying the reaction was absolutely amazing a few times when it's being played. So I can barely wait to see it to be played in Webster Hall with JVNA. I cannot barely wait. I had to bring her in for a tiny bit for the end of the interview because she's that incredible. I have been listening to her music for quite a while. Thank you, Bishu, for bringing her in. Thank you, Wooly, for letting her shine in the song Crazy, which I've been playing over and over again in the Resurrection EP. Absolutely freaking amazing, and you're gonna be seeing these people. They're all absolutely incredible. They're all shining stars, and they're gonna be the future of what electronic dance music is. This lady here, her voice, this man here with the melodies, and me. I'm just the interviewer. I had nothing.
all right,
in there.
hold on. We're gonna stop the interview for a second so I can say this.
Oh.
This man, no.
Oh.
Don't stop it.
This man hypes people up to no end, and I want to thank you for what you do for the
That's
community.
amazing.
Thank you.
That's
really,
amazing.
I mean, the fact that you know songs that I didn't even know anyone knew, of mine, and of so many, that you just have such a fandom for this community and for the music you love. You're unapologetically yourself in every interview you do and every tweet you send, and I just thank you for doing this and continuing to grow the EDM community.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. It's just me. I mean, this all began with just me being myself, spreading the love to people who I know are going to be the future of what electronic dance music is and what they're making, what they're creating. I mean, again, like I said before, the people who were inspired by Skrillex, Zomboy, Millennium, and Excision, they're not been making music for so long. They've been doing it for quite a long time, but it's time for new people to step up to the plate. We had our people who were the vocalists for Faded and for Flume and for Major Lazer. That's all well and good, but these people here are next. She could work for. She could be the next Kai. She could be the next Halsey. This guy here could be the next Millennium. And for me, I could be the next Nardwar, Neil Drop, Anthony Fatoni. Oh no, Jimmy, no James. I'm this person who wants to It's not really about me, it's about you guys really. So I'm just more than happy and honored and blessed to meet you guys and tell you guys thanks so much for all that you're doing, all that you're creating, and I'm just happy to put the spotlight on you guys. Take the spotlight off of me. I want to put all the lights on you because that's where it needs to be. So thank you so much for watching this interview. I truly appreciate you. These guys are going to be continuing on the JVNA tour of Hope and Chaos debut album, JVNA. It's absolutely incredible. You absolutely destroyed it. I'm so happy that you got the spotlight yourself to represent this album, and I've seen how you started as well. I still remember First Storm, which was brought by Proximity from 2019, and to see her grow where she is now is nothing short of incredible. So JVNA, if you see this, we love you so freaking much. Thank you for bringing Newport. Thank you for bringing so many other people to be on this support and to be on this Hope and Chaos tour. We truly appreciate you so much. This is Len Blair Jr., Newport, Casey Cook signing out. Peace.